Welcome to Servant of the Fates. Today I'll be sharing tips on how to start your own oracle deck collection. As I'm sure you've seen in countless readings, oracle cards are a great companion to tarot. But there are so many choices out there that it can be overwhelming when really you only need 6. The first oracle deck you need is an astrology deck. As many of you know, the stars have an influence on our thoughts, our reality, our destiny. Having an astrology deck empowers you to really understand that influence. I recommend either the Clavis Astrologicae or the Queen of the Moon. This one includes the zodiac signs, the planets, the houses, while this one focuses on the phases of the moon. Let's have a look at the cards. This is Latin for astrological keys. It looks like a book, the box. And once you open it up, you can see that the backs are like that. And the cards, here we have the planets, the Roman gods, Pluto, Venus. We also have the zodiac signs, of course, Pisces, Taurus, and then the houses, the 5th house. 12th house of secrets. We even have the eclipses, solar and lunar eclipse. As you can see, they're gilded, very beautiful. I've had mine for a really long time now, but they hold up really well. They're rather small, so they're easy to shuffle. And the total number of cards, 45. The 11 planets, you have the 12 zodiac signs, the 12 houses, the moon phases, and the eclipse cards. The Queen of the Moon has a total of 44 cards. Very sturdy box. The back looks like that. And the cards themselves are like this. Glossy, digital illustrations. You have the phases of the moon. Waxing crescent means self-love. Waxing gibbous is will. Last quarter moon, gratitude. First quarter moon, assessing. And then you have the different kinds of moons. Snow moon, purity. Long night moon, darkness, war moon, faith, thunder moon, change, flower moon, blossoming, and so on. I recommend the Clavis if you want something more comprehensive, and the Queen of the Moon if you'd like to take a deep dive into what the moon represents in your life. The second oracle deck you need is the Botanical one, because the universe speaks to us through nature. Having a botanical deck allows you to understand more clearly your personal messages from the universe. I recommend either the Botanical Inspirations or the Witch's Kitchen. This one features flowers exclusively, while this one includes herbs and seeds as well. Let's have a look at both of them. This gorgeous deck has a total of 44 cards. The box opens up this way and the backs look like that. The cards themselves, you have the name of the flower, the illustration, and a message. For red rose, we have hidden secrets. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth, Buddha. And then we also have yellow rose, a different message for each, white rose, and then you have this tulip. We have violet, amaryllis, so very, very beautiful illustrations. Witch's Kitchen has a total of 48 cards. The box is your typical sturdy one. The backs are like that. And then, as you can see, we have gilded edges, very pretty. The cards are like this. So it says the name and then a message. Bay leaves for abundance. Mint for clarity. Rosemary, memories. Black pepper, banishment. Ginger, power. Apple, the forbidden, and so on. I recommend Botanical Inspirations if you want something truly elegant, and Witch's Kitchen for something more than just flowers. Still on the topic of nature, the third oracle deck you need is one with animals, our companions on Earth. Having an animal deck allows us to learn from their natural and magical ways. I recommend either divine animals or spirit animal. It's really just a matter of personal taste because these decks feature a similar lineup of animals and their messages are both profound. This one has a total of 44 cards. And again, you have this typical sturdy box. The backs are like that. They're quite beautiful. And then you have these wonderful images. Gorilla is peace. We have armadillo for groundedness. Protection, lioness, secrets, lynx, Fierceness Wolverine, and the one on the cover, Snow Leopard the Watcher. Spirit Animal has more cards, 68. The box opens up this way, and then you can see the wonderful design on the back. These cards are matte, and the designs look like that. For Butterfly, it says transformation is beautiful. Hummingbird, be here now. I love the bright, vibrant colors. For Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Cat, claim your independence. I love the way they're designed, a bit new agey, but I just like the vibrancy, really, the brightness of the colors. Armadillo, set healthy boundaries. Beast Spirit, sweet results await. I recommend Divine Animals for a more serious visual approach, and Spirit Animal if you want a quirkier look. A very important oracle deck you need is one that talks about people's personalities. Having such a deck allows you to investigate others' intentions, so you can avoid deception and manipulation. I recommend either the archetype cards or Wisdom of Avalon. This one features personalities exclusively, while this one includes events as well. This one has 80 cards. A lot of information for you. The backs are like that. And then the cards themselves, so you have Hedonist, and then you have the light attributes and the shadow one. So things that are good, things that you can appreciate, that can help you, and things that you should beware of. Okay, so we have Warrior as well, Teacher, different colors for each Virgin, Midas, Miser, Messiah, Priest, so really anything goes. A lot of personalities, a lot of things that can help you. This was my very first oracle deck, so I'm so in love with it, as I am with all of them, but this one holds a special place in my heart. It has 52 cards, and the backs look like that. The sides are gilded, and they're kind of showing their age, but otherwise they're holding up well. And here are the personalities. You have the King, someone who's a natural leader. You have the Eagle, someone spiritual. The Bard, an entertainer. The Merlin, someone who's like the magician. Knight in shining armor. Fairy, someone magical. The Goblin as well. The Lady of the Lake. And then you have events like movement, partnership, and death. Transformation, and then animals as well. I recommend archetype cards if you want something that's really people focused, and Wisdom of Avalon if you wish to look at life from a romantic Arthurian perspective. From what I've seen, about 90% of people who do and watch readings are in it for romance. They're curious if their ex is ever coming back or if they'll ever find the one. A romance deck will help you answer such questions. I recommend either the Romance Angels or Lover's Oracle. This one is a cult classic. It speaks very frankly. This one is really more of an advice than a prediction deck, but it does the job too. This deck was so popular that it was officially published in 27 languages. I got the Japanese version. The guidebook is in Japanese, but the cards themselves are in English. The back looks like that, very feminine. And then the cards themselves, so straightforward. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. New love's coming for you. And then we have wedding. The situation involves marriage. Soulmate. Yes, this person is your soulmate. We have very soon. Things are going to happen. But it also has advice cards like this situation is calling for you to have faith and trust. Loving yourself first. Letting go of control issues. And it's not afraid to talk about, problems like codependency within a relationship. So this is really something that I highly recommend if you can find a copy of it. If you cannot find an original copy of the Romance Angels, this is an amazing second choice. It has 45 heart-shaped cards. Very cute. This one has 44. And it gets even better. All of the backs, they each have a unique design. So mostly couples, because it's about romance. But also we have hearts in here, a few birds, and trees and other illustrations as well. The cards themselves, like I said, it's more of an advice deck. So you have messages like deep in your heart. You already know the answer to what feels right. But there are prediction cards as well, like this one, new beginning, a new adventure awaits. We have advice again, waiting, not rushing into it. Passion surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. And then a message from your soulmate. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. Very romantic. I recommend Romance Angels if you can find an original copy because it's out of print now, but it's the best. I recommend Lover's Oracle as the top alternative. For those of us who believe in a higher power, the cards are an ideal conduit for divine messages. That's why a higher power deck is a must. Now, we all have different beliefs. I recommend Greek mythology reading cards if you're a Greek Roman pagan like myself. And then there's also angel answers if you believe in the monotheistic God and his guardian angels. There's, of course, Fairy Forest. If entities are your higher power, then there's this Fairy Godmother deck if you believe in spirit guides, and Witch's Wisdom as well if it's the craft itself that you hold sacred. This deck has 50 cards. The backs are like that. It's a very elegant color. And then you have Apollo, god of light, Aphrodite, goddess of attraction. There's Artemis, Persephone, and then there are other creatures as well, like Pegasus. I know people who are afraid of this deck because it's just so brutally frank, and that's why I love it. It has 44 cards. The backs are like that, and then the cards are like this. So you have angels and then the message. You're going to ask your question. Is it going to happen? Yes or no? Yes. Sometimes it's going to say no if it's not meant to happen, and then only if you believe. When is it going to happen? In the near future, within the next few months, within the next few weeks. You have to wait. Messages are like that. Very blunt, very straightforward. This is my most aesthetically beautiful deck. It features 45 cards and they're pretty big. The backs look like that. And then the cards themselves just have the most amazing, beautiful fairies ever. I mean, look at them. They just are gorgeous and exquisite. Of course, the messages are really good as well. This one, she's reminding you to be careful about manipulation, deceit, betrayal from people around you. And then this one is reminding you to laugh at your own mistakes. Don't take life too seriously. And this one is a promise that something that's been pledged to you is about to come true very soon. Fairy Godmother has 40 cards. The backs look like that. Gold and black are the main colors of this deck. The sides, the edges are gilded, and the cards are very simple. They just have one keyword, right? Exertion, fickleness, abandonment, discernment. But when you read them with a tarot, suddenly they have a lot of depth, right? They mirror, they echo the messages of tarot. So they're very helpful as a companion to your other decks. I love the very quirky and unique illustrations as well. With its 48 cards, Witch's Wisdom is very modern witchcraft. It's very mainstream. Some of you are going to appreciate that if you're only starting on this path. But if you have a very defined practice, something very structured, then probably this will prove too simple for you. The backs are like that. I love the color palette, silver edging, very classy. And the cards are like this. So broomstick, it represents clearance, hand fasting, union, staff, stability, witch's cottage, security, candles for magic. So, you know, it's all about those little things that really come together and define someone's practice, someone's belief when it comes to this magical path. Tarot cards for guidance as well. There you have it, the only 6 oracle decks you need in your collection. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.